Hello everyone, welcome back to Erin Ash, my channel. I am Ashley and I'm sharing another intuitive message with you today. I wanted to talk about relationships. Oh man, they're not easy, are they? Part of this is just something that I've been going through the last couple years, and just kind of something that I became aware of a few days ago with my current partner. I had to really recognize that I spent 14 years with someone and went through a divorce last year. But really, we've been separated for about 3 years, and I had to really do a lot of work and a lot of healing around not just the relationship, but more like the aftermath of it. I think I actually had a lot more struggle during that time than even during the relationship, probably, to be really honest. And I had to be really real that I needed a lot of time to figure out who I was, who I wanted to be, and what I really wanted, right? And part of that was I was unwilling to settle for someone or something that was not what I deserved. And part of that was just getting really clear on what it is that I wanted. Here's the biggest piece: becoming the person that I wanted, right? Becoming that healed person, recognizing my triggers, knowing when something was me and when it was the other person, having the capacity to also have communication in a completely different way, to not just be able to listen, but to listen to the in-between and give a shit enough to pause and not avoid the discussions and not avoid the feelings that would come up and not avoid the actual conversation and then action that was required after a conversation. If you want a healthy relationship, look in the mirror and how healthy do you deal with things? Because that is what you are going to get back. And that might sound a little harsh, but if you deal with things in a very immature way and the other person should change, and I'm just going to talk a lot of shit and I'm not going to actually make any actual changes or see my side of the street at all, good luck having a healthy relationship, because you are just as toxic as the other person. Potentially, right? We have our moments. It doesn't mean we're like that all the time. But if you have these reactions and you're unwilling to work on yourself and you're unwilling to be honest with who you show up as in a relationship as well, then do not expect the other person to carry both of you. And I had to have that real conversation even with myself and recognize how much time and how much healing I really had and how much self-work I wanted to do, not had to do. How did I want to feel? How did I want to feel when I was with this other person? What aspects of myself and of them did I want to see show up? And it doesn't mean that we won't still get triggered, but our reactions to them become very, very different. And you are on the same side and creating a solution together. You're not attacking one another and you are not against one another. And here's the thing: if you are not with the right person, potentially, they won't give a shit enough to do anything different, to change, to seek help, to have those conversations, to not be dismissive and just gaslighting. People will show you and tell you exactly who they are, and all you have to do is really listen. And that can be the hardest part. It took me years to realize how, and I know a lot of people who love him and follow me still, will watch this, but it took me a lot of years to realize how important I really was to him and what he had been telling me for years. And I think at some point I had to realize that I needed to choose myself and give myself that time and attention, because if I wasn't willing to give myself it, how could I be expecting someone else to? So once again, it wasn't just him, it was absolutely me as well. And that growth that I wanted, I got to have. Right now, the partnership I'm in is very healthy, and the communication is very open and raw and all the time, and the affection is there, and the healthy coping mechanisms on his side are there, and accountability is there. And it's just been it's been really eye-opening. I could almost cry. It's been really eye-opening and really beautiful to grow in this relationship as well, because it does seem very different. It feels different, and I feel different, and there's not a whole lot that's really triggering me even. We had a brief disagreement the other day, and that is the extent of our arguments. And we live together now, so this is even funnier. Went through the whole moving process and everything, and didn't have any of that happen. And to me, it was a really beautiful reflection of all of the work that I've done and the work that he's done personally as well, because that's another thing. I will never choose a partner who is not willing to work on themselves and doesn't want to grow, because you guys are going to change individually, but if you do not have a plan to change together, to listen to one another, even if that means that you disagree, so what? You can disagree on things, but that doesn't mean that there's a unhealthy reaction to that. And there's I have a lifelong worth of stories that go along with all this, and things that mirror it and mirror back to me the things that I still needed to work on too. So there's so much beautiful growth and work that happens through relationships. They are 100% worth it. But when we have a broken heart, sometimes we forget, why would I want to potentially hurt again? Why would I want to go through that again? I have completely become a different person and have happiness on my own now. And I can't say that I did before. When I was married and when I was with somebody, I don't think I really knew how to make myself happy. And now I do. And no matter what happens in this current relationship that I'm in, or after, or who knows, maybe it'll go on and on. Whatever it is, I know that I can find happiness, and I know that I'm going to be okay. And the joy that I get to have experiencing it with someone else is worth it. It is worth all the stuff that comes along with it, and all the potential what ifs that come along with it too. But I was single for about 1.5 years total before I really even stepped into this relationship, into this container. And I think it was completely necessary, and probably, while a painful last 3 years in some ways, also the most expansive personally, I think, that I've ever had. And I got a long life left, so I'm kind of excited about that too. But I just wanted to share with you a piece of this, and let me know if this hits home for you. And yeah, just sending you a lot of love wherever you're at in your journey, including if you decided you didn't want a relationship. Whatever it is, just be you. All right, love you guys. Bye.